Salve! This is Parth with Swift Education. How can I review my student recordings? When a student records to a task, the audio automatically gets uploaded to the DiLL server. No longer do you have to worry about collecting your student recordings on a flash drive or ask them to email them to you. Okay, so how do I access them? Well, there are two ways to do so in DiLL. First is by clicking on DiLL Lab Controller and Review Student Recordings, or the other option is by typing in the DiLL website in your favorite browser. Typically, it's something easy to remember. At the Walnut Hill School for the Arts, it's dill.walnuthillarts.org. I highly recommend you bookmark this site. Additionally, this website can also be accessed from any computer, including Macs, PCs, iPhones, iPads, and Android devices. Okay, so once you're on this site, go ahead and log in with your credentials. And the first thing that you'll notice are the three types of tasks that we've created: lesson-based activity, recording-only activity, and a synchronized activity. Let's check out synchronized activities. When I click so, you'll notice the organization. Do you remember I told you about the box, cassette, and the closet analogy? Well, this is your closet, and each task is your box. When you click on the task or open the box, you'll see all your students' recordings for that task. You can organize this task by the task name, created on, time, as well as the number of sessions or the number of students that have participated in that particular task. So let's take a look at the test that I created in one of my earlier tutorials. If you recall, I asked all my students two questions. Question number one, what is your favorite city? And question number two, who is your favorite teacher? Let's check on William. I'm always curious as to what he's up to. I can click on Show List, and here are his two responses. Let's listen to them individually.
San Francisco. Monsieur Shaw.
That's a pretty good answer. But wait, what is this big play button located right above the two samples? Good question. If I hit that,
San Francisco. Monsieur Shaw.
it plays both the samples in chronological order without having you hit play on every single one. Awesome. All right. So let's check on another type of task, recording only activity. Again, this is my closet. I see that I've created multiple tasks for this. If you recall, in one of my earlier tutorials, I asked my students to get in conversation with their partners and talk about the weekend. Let's see what the students responded. I see that some of the students have no recordings. That's because I've assigned them that particular task, but they have not recorded to the task. In this case, only William and Sally's have made a recording. Let's see what it sounds like. I can click on Show List, and I see that they've only made one recording. Let's play it.
Hola, William.
Hola, Sally. ¿Cómo estás?
Buen.
You'll notice that both the students' voices in the conversation are now captured. If you recall, I also asked William to rename his sample with his conversation partner. This helps me because when I hit play, I know exactly that he's talking to Sally and not somebody else. Okay, great. So what is this little button next to it that says DiLL? Well, you can actually save that particular student's recordings for future use by right-clicking on it and saying Save Linked File As. I'm going to call this William's Conversation. And now I have that particular sample recorded. But what if I want to save all my students' recordings? How do I do so? If you go up at the top, there's a button called Archive Task to Zip File. What this does is it creates one single MP3 per student with all their recordings for that task. I can choose how I want to name the file, and I can also type in my email address for DiLL to send me a link when the files are ready to be downloaded. This feature is particularly useful for AP exams since College Board asks for one MP3 per student for submission. When they're ready, I can click on the link, and let's see what they look like. Here are my two students that made a recording, and these are their MP3s. And that is how you review and download student recordings in DiLL. All the best!